Okay, there's been a lot of talk about judges, sometimes unfairly. Is that going to change? One of the things is we need more judges in MMA who've actually fought there. Ricardo Almeida recently took that step forward, judging a UFC event. High-level fighter, now a judge. Ron Kruk has the story.
There aren't too many MMA judges who have been awarded a black belt from the legendary Renzo Gracie. Former UFC fighter Ricardo Almeida is the exception. The 11-year veteran is taking all the experience he gained in the octagon to the judges' table.
1, 2, 3.
I think the biggest issue is not really the rules or the 10-point must system, is the inconsistency. Because you have judges who don't train. So when I retired, the attorney Nick Lambo invited me to come judge some local fights and see where it goes. I didn't think twice.
You have to get judges that have a good background in the sport. I think he's ready just because of his experience as a trainer, as a cornerman, as a fighter himself.
It was a controversial decision lost to Mike Pyle in his own backyard that got Big Dog fired up enough to retire from fighting and start a new chapter of his life.
My last fight, it was here in Jersey, gave a decision against me, and I thought I won. It should always be about the fighter, it shouldn't be about the judges. I can't make judging better, but I can make myself a better judge.
Switch the grip.
The promising trend is not without controversy. Some question if a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu specialist will be more biased to the ground game. There's also a potential conflict of interest if a judge is assigned to work a former training partner or teammate's fight.
People have mentioned, what if he's going to judge a Frankie Edgar fight? Well, of course he wouldn't judge a Frankie Edgar fight.
Do you feel there's more pressure on you as a judge and a former fighter? Because if you don't get it right, they're gonna let you know that.
As a fighter, you go out there and you do your best, and you win and you lose, and I think as a judge, you'll very likely do the same. I'm in there putting my heart into it, while other people are sitting at home pointing their finger and, oh, it could be better, let's make it better. I'm gonna be there trying to make it better, and I think that's what it counts.
After getting his feet wet with local shows, Almeida made his UFC judging debut last month. Assigned the UFC on Fox co-main event between Josh Koscheck and Johnny Hendricks, the fight was razor-thin close, with Hendricks earning a split decision victory. Almeida was the lone judge to score the fight for Koscheck.
It was a fun experience. I missed fighting a little bit, but I just wanted to do a good job. I wanted to be fair, and I think that I did.
MMA judging will remain subjective, but retired fighters becoming judges should improve the odds of competitors getting a just decision.
I commend him for going out there and stepping up and being definitely one of the first high-caliber fighters to get out there and become a judge or a ref. I'd love to see more of it. We need it.
Let me ask you, Brian, does it make a difference to you?
It certainly does. I'd love to see more guys doing it. And you know, fighters have our own fraternity, you know, where you're not going to see guys pulling for guys that they may have trained with, etc. Like, there's integrity, and there's a fraternity amongst fighters where we want to call a fight fair. And like anything, there's got to be oversight. So if there's oversight on these judges, so if they do make some obviously bad or biased decisions, well, the commission's got to get rid of them. That's their job. We don't have anything without oversight, and I think the more fighters that come into this, we're going to see the scoring go to a whole new level, and we're going to get exactly what Ricardo said. We're going to get consistency, so that the fighters know, hey, if I get a takedown, I do nothing, am I still going to win a round? If I get a takedown, how active do I need to be? What is exactly octagon control? You know, if I get taken down for 2 minutes in the fight, but I outstrike him for the other 3, who's winning the round, etc. You know, these are things that aren't consistent right now that we're not seeing.
It is scary, though. Like I said, you know, if the high-level black belt jiu-jitsu sees another guy doing a really cool move and he favors that more, he says, because he really understands the beauty and the technicality of that. You see what I mean? So it's going to be hard. It's going to be a lot of pressure on him.
No pressure on you. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more great fighters coming to you live from Jackson's MMA. Look at that, the full shot right here. That's it. Everybody say stretch out. That's it.
Let's see my...
More great fighters from Jackson's MMA, and a former NFL player makes his fight debut.